Listen carefully, dear Sagittarius. Don't move. Don't rush. Don't let this moment slip away. Because if you've made it here, this is not a coincidence. I laid out this message before you arrived, and I will speak to you gently, the way only someone who has lived through many storms can read what you've never said out loud. On Saturday the 20th, something will happen in your world, not to destroy you, but to wake you up. And what I'm about to say, very few people are truly ready to hear. If you are ready, in the comments write, I am ready to release the burdens weighing me down and receive what I truly deserve, not to prove anything to anyone, but so your soul can hear its own voice clearly. Now, come here. Sit with me for a moment. Take a deep breath. Tell me, Sagittarius, why have you felt for so long that something isn't right, even though you keep smiling? Why won't your mind rest day or night, as if there's a small internal alarm that never stops ringing? The signs are looking at me and telling me this. You already know. You just haven't dared to name it yet. There is a part of your life that has been left gasping for air. Starved of truth, starved of joy, starved of the feeling of truly being yourself. And you've stayed there. Out of habit, out of fear, or out of loyalties that no longer belong to you. Look. As I touch these signs, my hand stops. That doesn't happen often. This is serious. A message appears, clear as water that doesn't know how to lie. You have grown, but you are still living inside an old coat. If you feel stuck, if nothing seems to move forward, if a relationship, a job, or a situation is weighing you down more than it supports you, ask yourself honestly, what is stopping you from letting go? Don't answer too quickly. Answer from the deepest place inside. What is holding you back? The time you've invested? Guilt? Fear of starting over? Fear of being misunderstood? Fear of what others might say? And if you can, share it in the comments. I need to read your thoughts. And you also need to see that you are not the only one standing at this crossroads. Because when these signs speak like this, they are not trying to scare you. They are trying to wake you up. They speak of collapse. Yes, a necessary collapse. I see a structure that can no longer stand. I see truths that can no longer be hidden. I see situations cracking apart because they have been forced to endure for far too long. Not because you are weak, but because you have been holding yourself together in a place your soul has already outgrown. And you, my dear one, you have endured far more than you ever should have. You were strong while exhausted, understanding while unseen, silent while something inside you was desperate to run. And now the universe says, enough. I'm not saying everything will happen at once, but on Saturday, the 20th, the veil will fall. Do you understand? You will see more clearly. You will feel more deeply. And yes, it may hurt. I won't lie to you. There is no new life without a goodbye, but there is also no freedom without one moment where you dare to choose yourself. And on that day, Sagittarius, you will thank yourself for not closing your heart. You will thank yourself for believing you deserve more. But be careful. This will not happen unless you take the first step. Nothing new can enter a life that is still crowded with the old. I see paperwork. I see signatures. I see important, concrete steps. This could be a contract, a work opportunity, a change of location, a legal or procedural decision, or a very real choice that reshapes your daily life. And listen closely now, because this matters. This is connected to your finances. If you're worried about money right now, if you feel like you're not progressing, if you've worked hard and seen no results, stay with me. There is an answer here for you. You have been patient, maybe too patient. But patience is not the same as enduring everything. Patience is trust and knowing when to let go. A fortunate number appears like a clear signal. Things begin to shift in your favor the moment you stop clinging to what is draining you. I can feel the change, even before it takes shape. There is a person or a situation binding you, restricting your freedom, making you feel smaller. When you were born to expand, to rise, to live into the vastness of who you are, and it doesn't matter whether this is family, a relationship, a job, or an old promise. Nothing justifies a prolonged sense of suffocation. So tell me, Sagittarius, do you feel controlled, limited, as if someone is slowly dimming the fire inside you? Do you feel like you give more than you receive? If you can, write it down, not to accuse, but to release. Because when you speak the truth, you reclaim your power, and others like you need to read it and feel less alone, even in silence, even for just a moment. I see a clear turning point. You cannot continue as you are. But I also see wings. I see an open road. I see possibilities you haven't even imagined yet, because you've been too busy surviving, too busy pleasing, too busy enduring. I see that when you dare, when you choose self-respect, doors begin to open, one after another. What you think is an ending is only the first step toward a life that is wider, fairer, and more true. And this is a crucial lesson, Sagittarius. Freedom is not running away. Freedom is living without betraying your soul. There is an energy of steady growth around you now, repeating like a calm, consistent heartbeat. You are not searching for chaos. You are searching for peace. You are looking for a place where your soul can finally rest. A place where you don't have to explain yourself, where you don't have to justify your choices, where you no longer have to perform the role of being strong. And that place does exist, but it is not where you are right now. It sits just beyond a decision you've been postponing for a long time. You know exactly what that decision is. You've only been waiting for a sign to give yourself permission to act. And Saturday, the 20th, is that sign. I see an important meeting, a real connection, someone who does not come to take your freedom, but to walk beside you. This person appears when you choose them, and if they haven't arrived yet, it's because the universe is waiting for you to create space. How can anything new enter if you keep holding on to what keeps hurting you? I also see material improvement, financial opportunities, the resolution of issues that have been weighing on your mind, money, stability, a project that reignites hope. All of this may come, but it doesn't arrive because you beg for it. It arrives because finally you've placed yourself in the right position. I see a temple, and I'm not speaking of a physical place, I'm speaking of you, your body, your spirit, your life. When it begins to feel like home again, peaceful, safe, grounded. But listen carefully, beloved Sagittarius. The universe never stops unsettling you when change is required. Everything you've been experiencing lately, the conflicts, the exhaustion, the doubts, these are not punishments. They are reminders, they are signs, they are wake-up calls. Now, place your hand on your chest. No pretending, no masks. Will you stay where you are, no longer growing, Or will you dare to leap? Will you choose familiar comfort? Or will you show the universe that you deserve more? I am still here, watching you with eyes shaped by time and a heart wise enough to remind you of this. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are simply tired from holding on to a life that no longer fits your soul. And hear this as if rain were falling gently inside you. Not everything that falls is a loss. Some falls are rescue disguised. Listen to me, dear Sagittarius. Everything you've been moving through, the quiet conflicts, the long-lasting fatigue, the doubts you couldn't quite name, none of it is punishment. They are reminders, signs, alarm bells ringing right when you needed to wake up. Now again, place your hand on your chest. No pretending, no hiding, no mask. Will you remain where you no longer expand? Or will you finally take the leap you've imagined so many times but never allowed yourself to make? Will you keep choosing familiar safety? Or will you show the universe that you truly deserve more? I'm still here, watching you with eyes that have seen many seasons and a heart wise enough to know this. Your story is not over. It never ends as long as you choose to live honestly. Don't walk away now that your soul is speaking so clearly. I can feel the restlessness inside you, the tug of war between logic and heart, between what you already know and what you're still struggling to accept. And let me tell you this, with all the gentleness carried by hands worn smooth by time, you are not broken. You are not lost. You are simply exhausted from clinging to a life that no longer matches your soul. The signs keep pointing to emotional depletion, not physical exhaustion, but the kind that comes when you give more than you receive. When you adapt again and again, hoping someone else or something else will change, while inside, you slowly run dry. I see you trying to keep the peace, avoid conflict, explain away other people's behavior, telling yourself, it will pass. It's not that bad. But Sagittarius, your heart has known the truth for a very long time. There is a bond here that no longer nourishes you. It's not always love. Sometimes it's habit, sometimes fear of being alone, sometimes fear of starting over, sometimes fear of being wrong. But be honest with yourself. Haven't you already been wrong by staying somewhere you weren't happy? These messages do not judge you. They simply hold up a mirror. And in that mirror, I see a noble soul, sensitive, intelligent, with far more potential than you've been allowing yourself to live. I feel clearly the energy of being diminished in a space that does not truly see you, and I also feel a powerful release forming. Not loud, not explosive, not dramatic, a release born from within. There will come a day when you wake up and everything makes sense. No more arguing, no more begging, no more explaining. You simply understand, and when you do, you leave quietly, with a steadiness no one can shake. When that moment arrives, Sagittarius, the universe moves faster than you expect. Signs appear, unexpected conversations, opportunities you couldn't see before because you were too busy surviving. I see documents, agreements, practical decisions. Not everything is emotional. There is reality here too. I see things falling into place in your material world, especially if work or finances have felt unstable. And no, this isn't magic. It's the natural result of standing where you truly belong. When you find your real footing, life begins to flow. Not because it suddenly becomes easy, but because at last you are moving in the right direction. And listen calmly to this. as if rain were falling softly inside you. Not everything that falls is a loss. Some falls are salvation in disguise. I see you still holding on to an idea of safety, something that once protected you but no longer can. And the universe, wise even when it causes pain, is gently yet firmly teaching you to trust yourself more, to trust your ability to adapt, to trust that you can begin again without losing your freedom or your truth. I also see your heart, scarred, yes, but still open. And that says everything beautiful about you. An energy of meaningful encounters is forming. True connections, people who don't confuse you, but bring you peace. And I'm not speaking only of romance. I'm speaking of real connections. People who truly see you, without asking you to become someone else. But they cannot enter your life as long as you continue holding on to relationships that expired long ago. Life is never wrong about timing, but it always respects your choices, and I can feel that you are learning how to choose yourself without being weighed down by guilt anymore. That is a profound lesson because you were taught to think of others first, to adapt, to sacrifice. Now it is your turn to learn this truth. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is responsibility. You cannot save anyone while you are slowly wearing yourself away. The signs speak of stability, of growth, of a calmer road ahead. They do not promise perfection, but they do promise harmony. A place where what you feel and what you do are no longer in conflict. And when that happens, rest arrives, anxiety softens, life becomes lighter. I see you moving very close to that point, closer than you think, even though doubt still lingers. There is one image that keeps repeating clearly, a door, slightly open. It is not locked, but it will not open on its own. It needs your hand, your decision, your quiet courage. No one can open that door for you. And you do not need to rush. Be honest with yourself. Every step you take from self-love, no matter how small, shapes your destiny more deeply than you realize. I am still slowly turning each sign, because this story is still being written. And as I do, I feel your soul listening. Something inside you is settling, softening. You are beginning to understand why everything you've been through matters, even when, before, it didn't feel that way. Because nothing is wasted, Sagittarius, nothing. Everything has led you here, to this exact point, where you cannot continue as before, but you are not alone. From here, what has already begun to stir will continue to take form. As I keep touching each sign with the calm that comes from years and experience, I feel your energy growing gentler, as if at last you are beginning to find meaning. That matters deeply, because when the soul finds peace, it is a sign that truth has been acknowledged. Even if you haven't spoken it out loud, I know you have been in this conversation with yourself for a long time now, questioning past choices, wondering whether you were right or wrong to stay where you were no longer happy. Let me say this to you with all my love. You did the best you could with the awareness you had at the time, and that is enough. You have learned much from pain, but you do not need to keep learning that way. Not all growth has to come through suffering. Not every step forward requires total sacrifice. You have been brave for a very long time, even when no one saw it. You carried responsibilities that were not fully yours. You tried to fix situations beyond your control, believing that if you just tried a little harder, everything would be okay. but that effort has quietly worn you down. I see it clearly, and the signs confirm it. Now it is time for you to receive, not only to give. A powerful inner reconstruction is taking place. Not loud, not dramatic, not an external upheaval, something much deeper. You are beginning to think differently, to speak to yourself with the respect you once rarely offered. You are asking why you accepted what once hurt you, and why now those things no longer feel normal. That shift begins inside, and it is already changing everything, even if others can't see it yet. Sometimes life must rebuild from the core, like laying a new foundation before a new home can rise. I also see you releasing old guilt. Guilt for not being enough. Guilt for wanting more. Guilt for thinking of yourself. And listen carefully now, Sagittarius. I say this as someone who has witnessed many lives. Wanting peace is not a betrayal. Choosing health is not abandoning others. Every soul has its own path, and your path is not meant to be lived in constant tension. Opportunities are coming, slowly but steadily, not rushed, not deceptive. They arrive when you stop begging for validation, when you stop forcing outcomes, when you learn to protect yourself. I see gradual material improvement, a stronger sense of control in daily life, as if finally your efforts are beginning to solidify into results instead of dissolving into nothing. And this is not luck, this is alignment. There is one image that deeply moves me. Your inner child, fragile, yet full of hope, as if it has been waiting a long time for you to truly see it. That child wants to play, to laugh, to create, to be curious without fear. And Sagittarius, you carry a rare light when you allow yourself to be who you are without armor, without performance. Do not let anyone extinguish that flame for comfort or fear of loss. I can also feel that you are learning to listen to your intuition again. Before, you doubted it, silenced it, overruled it with logic. Now it is speaking more clearly. It whispers when something is off. When a conversation weighs on your heart, when a situation pulls you away from yourself, listen to it. Intuition does not shout, but it has never been wrong. You are not alone in this process, even when it feels that way. There is guidance, there is protection, there is a loving presence walking with you every step. Even when you doubt, you do not need all the answers right now. You only need to be honest with yourself and move forward a little slower, a little gentler, a little more true to what you feel. I am still here, watching the shift in your energy, seeing the path grow clearer. Not every truth reveals itself at once. Some things need time to ripen, and during that time, life continues to send you signs, people, situations, inviting you to choose yourself, to care for yourself, to trust that what is coming has meaning, even if you cannot yet see the whole picture. Like cards resting quietly on a table, I sense something unmistakable in the air, a special stillness, like the moment before a great change. Sagittarius, you are at the point where your soul has already decided. Your mind is just asking a few final questions. That is very much you. Quick thinking, deep analyzing, wanting to understand everything before you move. But life is not always explained first. Sometimes it is felt first and understood later. I see you beginning to set boundaries, maybe quietly, but you no longer react the way you used to. You are no longer pulled by old emotions. You no longer over-explain. That is growth, even if no one has told you yet. I see you allowing yourself to be tired, to pause, to say no without long explanations. For someone like you, that is a powerful act of self-love. There is a very clear current of emotional healing flowing now, not because everything disappears overnight, but because you are beginning to look at your life story with compassion. You no longer speak harshly to yourself. You no longer punish yourself for past choices. You are starting to understand that you did what you knew how to do, what you were capable of, what you truly believed was right at that moment in time. And when you forgive yourself, life becomes lighter. I can feel that there will be conversations. Some will happen. Some no longer need to. Because not every chapter needs every word spoken in order to close. Sometimes, understanding is enough, and you are very close to that kind of understanding now. The kind that doesn't require explanation. The signs show that you are learning to let go without resentment, and that is deep wisdom, because letting go in anger still binds you. But letting go with understanding truly sets you free. I also see your energy beginning to attract different people, different situations, new opportunities that never appeared before. This is not random. When you change from the inside, the outer world responds. You don't need to see everything, you only need to trust the next step. There is something very beautiful in your energy right now. A mix of exhaustion and hope, like someone who has cried enough but hasn't lost faith. And that, Sagittarius, is immense strength, because you still feel, you still dream, you still seek something real, and life always honors souls like that. The signs open very clearly around balance, Sagittarius, finding the middle ground between giving and receiving, between logic and emotion, between standing still to breathe and moving forward to live. You were not born to remain trapped in extremes. Your soul needs gentleness, honest conversations, fresh air to be itself again. And destiny is quietly rearranging things to bring that to you, as long as you don't turn away out of fear. I feel very clearly that you are preparing for something, even if you haven't named it yet. It could be a decision, a change of direction, a new phase taking shape, and it doesn't have to be sudden or dramatic. Sometimes change begins very small, with one different choice, with one day you decide to listen to yourself more, to care for yourself more kindly, and to stop betraying your true feelings. From that moment on, everything else begins to find its proper place. I am still here with a strong sense that your story is being written right now, between what you are releasing and what you are allowing to enter. And while the signs remain open, I see the pieces slowly coming together. Small details appearing exactly when they're needed. Signals showing up when you least expect them. As if life itself is whispering to you, keep going, trust, don't rush, because what is coming is already very close. Everything is moving slowly now, like gentle currents, invisible but persistent, reshaping the landscape over time. I can feel your heart beginning to trust again, just a little, not impulsively, not blindly, but in your own way, observing, reflecting, feeling, and then stepping forward. And that is perfectly okay. There is no need to rush when the path you're on is the right one. Every step you take now is more conscious than before, and that makes a profound difference. Old memories are still there, not as open wounds, but as scars reminding you of places you will never return to. I see experiences where you were misunderstood, where you spoke and weren't heard, where you shared your truth and were pushed aside. Those moments made you doubt yourself, your intuition, the way you feel the world. But let me tell you this, with complete honesty and no judgment. The way you feel is not wrong. Your sensitivity is not a weakness, it is a compass, guiding you more accurately than ever before. I see you slowly reclaiming your voice, not to speak more, but to speak truer. You no longer say yes when everything inside you says no. You no longer force yourself to belong in places that cannot truly see you. And that creates a very unusual kind of peace. At first, it may feel empty because you are used to constant tension. But this quiet is not hollow. It is space for something new to enter. The signs continue to show a movement that cannot be reversed, not because it is violent, but because it has already begun. When the soul decides, life follows. I see very small but very real confirmations, a conversation arriving at the right moment, a thought that refuses to leave, an opportunity appearing just as you're about to give up. These are answers, even if they don't arrive the way you imagined. An energy of worthiness is slowly settling within you. Before, you accepted many things you didn't truly need. Now, you're asking a new question. What do I really want? And that question, simple as it sounds, changes everything. Because once you know what you want, you stop accepting what does not nourish you. And this lesson didn't come from theory. It came from experience. I also feel a quiet hope beginning to take root in you. You don't announce it, you don't display it, but it's there. A hope that is not naive, not impulsive, but deeply calm. The hope of a soul that has reached emotional bottom and still chooses to believe that things can be better. And that, Sagittarius, is a rare kind of courage. The signs do not speak of a lonely road. They speak of timely encounters, of sincere support, of people who arrive when you stop betraying yourself. They do not come to confuse you or demand from you. They come to walk beside you. And even if you don't yet know who they are or how they will appear, the energy has already begun to move, arranging the pieces so that these meetings happen at the right time. This story is not finished. There are still truths that need time to reveal themselves, decisions that need space to mature. Not every transformation happens in an instant. Some changes move slowly, like the earth after rain, softer, ready for new growth. And during this time, you keep walking, learning to listen to yourself, to respect yourself, to trust your feelings just a little more, because the road ahead is still open. And here, dear Sagittarius, the signs pause for a moment, like when a deep conversation has already spoken the essential truth, and everything else is meant to be felt in the body. I can sense that your energy has shifted now, steadier, clearer, as if a part of you just took a deep breath and quietly said, I finally understand. Not because everything is finished, but because I'm no longer lost within myself. And that is a very great gift. With all the quiet love of someone who has lived through many seasons of life, I want you to know this. Everything you are going through has meaning. Even when there are moments when it doesn't feel that way. You are not late. You have not failed. You are not wrong for feeling deeply or for expecting more from life. Quite the opposite. Even in pain, you remained honest with your heart. And now, that heart is slowly finding its peace again. What is coming to you is not loud, but calm, not rushed, but steady, not dependent, but built on genuine connection. And remember this, life responds when you choose yourself, when you treat yourself with respect, when you do not abandon your dignity. when you believe you deserve better without needing to explain yourself. If these words have touched something inside you, don't ignore it. Write it out, share it. Leave a comment below and tell me this. Where do you see yourself reflected in your life right now? Your story, Sagittarius, is not only for you. It can become a small light for others walking a similar road who haven't yet found the courage to name what they're feeling. And now, I want you to answer me. Not to sound good, but to be real. With the kind of honesty that sometimes costs something, but always brings liberation. What would change in your life if today, for the first time, you truly believed that you deserve something better? I am still here. I am still reading the signs that remain open. And I feel this very clearly. Saturday the 20th is not an ordinary day for you. I sense a structure beginning to shake, not to frighten you, but so the truth can finally breathe. I see papers, I see signatures, I see practical decisions moving closer, not loudly, but clearly, like footsteps echoing down a long hallway. And right now, inside your chest, there is a question that keeps returning, again and again. As I slowly reshuffle the signs, without forcing fate, I know there are still things that need to be named. There is still a thread in your story waiting to reveal itself. When you dare to look just a little more directly at what you have already known for a long time, as if life itself is speaking to you, without words, telling you there is no road back to what once took your breath away. Listen to me, Sagittarius. When a structure begins to shake in message, it is not punishment. It is an invitation to return to yourself. That structure is cracking not because you are weak, but because you have carried it for too long, from the inside. With effort, with commitment, with sacrifices no one ever saw. I feel that very clearly in your energy. You want to do the right thing. You want to be fair. You want to endure out of loyalty, out of responsibility, so you won't be seen as someone who gave up. But there are moments when endurance makes you lose yourself. And that is not love. That is neglecting yourself. On Saturday the 20th, something will be stirred. It could be a conversation. It could be news. It could be a small gesture that suddenly opens your eyes. Or it could be a sudden silence, heavier than any words, forcing you to look again. That day, the veil will fall, and when it does, you will no longer see things with the same eyes, not because you want to argue, not because you want to destroy everything, but because your soul can no longer pretend to breathe where there is no air. And this is when very practical matters begin to play their role. Paperwork, signatures, concrete actions. Because you are not only moving emotionally, you are standing at a very real crossroads, one where the decisions ahead will change the rhythm of your daily life. I see the things you've been postponing beginning to knock. Life can be very calm when it places you at a crossroads and simply says, choose. It doesn't force you, but it also doesn't let you sleep. If you've been worrying about money, work, or stability, listen with your heart, especially now, as your mind finally grows quiet. The signs do not say your effort was wasted. They say your effort will be rewarded when you stop maintaining what is draining you. Because there are efforts that nourish and efforts that only consume. And you have been stuck in the second kind for far too long, trying to hold together a balance that was never only yours to carry. The number carrying favorable energy does not appear as decoration. It is fate winking at you, saying, the moment you let go, everything begins to change. Not letting go without fear, but not letting fear control you. Sagittarius, you are born to expand, to grow, to walk with your head held high, not to shrink yourself to keep others comfortable, not to avoid conflict, not to keep promises that expired long ago. So I ask you again, with understanding, not judgment, do you feel that someone or something is controlling you, limiting you, slowly dimming the fire inside you? Do you feel you give more than you receive? Because when the answer is yes, even as the softest whisper, what comes next is not guilt. It is clarity. The clarity to understand that your peace is not negotiable. I see wings, not because everything is perfect, but because your energy is ready to leave captivity. I see doors after doors. That half-open door is not there to torment you. It is there to remind you that you have had a way out for a long time now. You don't need to break it down. You only need to reach out, turn around, and step through, with your dignity intact. I also feel the energy of sincere connection drawing closer. Not rushed, not confusing, not pressuring, but gentle, respectful. A presence that allows you to breathe more easily just by being near. And when that happens, you will look back and understand why the universe unsettled you so much. Because if you had stayed, you would have surrendered. And surrender is a slow death for a soul like yours. Remember this: the new cannot arrive while you cling to the old. Not because the old was bad, but because its time has passed. You know this already. You've known it for a long time. It's just that sometimes the mind looks for reasons to stay, while the heart has quietly packed its bags. I also see the image of a temple, and understand this correctly. It's not a place you go to. It's a place where you are reborn. Your body softens, your shoulders release, your soul finally feels at home, and life, once again, belongs to you. That peace doesn't arrive like a loud miracle. It comes as a deep restructuring, first on the inside, and only then on the outside. And yes, there will be goodbyes. I won't lie to you. There is grief when an idea collapses, when an illusion dissolves, when an expectation finally breaks. But some goodbyes are exactly how self-love saves you. Some endings are the very first step toward a fairer life for you. And right now, you are standing at a threshold where you cannot continue the way you have been. I see you. I hear the quiet conversations happening inside you. You're asking yourself whether you should have done things differently. And let me say this again, with the calm voice of someone who has watched many lifetimes unfold. You did the best you could with what you knew at that time. Don't blame yourself for loving. Don't blame yourself for waiting. Don't blame yourself for trying to hold on. Those things speak to your beautiful character. The only thing that isn't healthy is staying in a place where you are breaking from the inside just so everything looks fine on the outside. The signs are not asking for a revolution overnight. They are asking for honesty, for one step forward, and for a promise to yourself that you will not betray your soul anymore. Because when you return to your true place, Sagittarius, life begins to stabilize, not because the world outside magically changes overnight, but because you stop fighting yourself. When the inner conflict settles, the outer world begins to organize itself. And in that process, unexpected conversations appear. Small signs show up at just the right moment. Very real opportunities knock on your door. I see documents again, agreements, practical decisions, no longer chaotic, but ordered, as if the material world is finally reflecting the clarity you've built inside. Because when your heart and your actions align, life stops pushing you into unnecessary conflict and starts opening new paths. Remember this as a foundational truth, because everything I've said comes back to this. Not every collapse is a loss. Some collapses are rescue in disguise, and the tower in your life, the one that hasn't been standing firmly for a long time, is falling not to hurt you, but to stop you from living halfway, to stop you from justifying what cannot be justified, to stop you from adapting until you disappear. So now, before this moment closes, be honest with yourself, even if only in silence. What do you know no longer fits? What has been suffocating you day after day? What decision have you delayed for too long out of fear, out of guilt, or simply out of habit? Ask yourself, not to force an answer, but to listen. Because the universe didn't bring you here to entertain you. It brought you here to remind you that you deserve more peace, more clarity, and a more truthful life. If these words touched you, if some part of you felt seen, leave a comment. Tell me where you see yourself in this story, which part of your life is asking for change, what you are ready to release so you can walk lighter. And now, dear Sagittarius, if you want this space to continue reaching other souls, those standing at a similar threshold, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Not for me, but because somewhere out there, someone needs to hear this exact message at this exact moment, just like you did today.